This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Another church robbed of valuable equipment. Pastor of New Jerusalem Kingdom Ministries International, Gregory Minnis, told ZNS News that thieves cut off the locks to the church doors and forced their way inside. He told us that the equipment was worth roughly $60,000.
We came here on Friday to check the building and to bring some materials and to start some work. And when we got here, the door was open. Actually, the chair was behind the door. And we went inside and we found that all of our sound system and everything was gone. Of course, they took right to the fans. They bought a new weed whacker for the yard and they took that and all. So we basically was wiped right out with everything. We're going to put a bar outside, and then we have some wood and stuff on the inside to kind of keep them out the best we can. And later on, we'll put an alarm system in, and then, of course, put some cameras.
Pastor Minnis says it's the first time that an incident like this has happened at the church, which opened its doors 2 years ago. With a membership of just over 50, Pastor Minnis had this to say to the culprits.
I just asked God to forgive them and also put a conviction on them. I asked him to tantalize their spirit, make them miserable, to realize that they came into a church, stole stuff, and now people have to go and find the money to buy them back. And of course, this church here is to serve the community.
The crawfish industry is vital to the economic growth of the country, employing thousands of Bahamians and helps to inject millions of dollars into the economy. And as the new season opens at midnight, officials are reminding fishermen that compliance to the fisheries regulations will ensure the benefits of the industry will be available for future generations. Fishermen are also reminded that the minimum legal size limit on the crawfish tail is 5.5 inches in length. The U.S. Coast Guard says it has done all it could to find the American teens who are missing at sea. Perry Cohen and Austin Stefano set out on a fishing trip on July 24th and haven't been seen since. On Sunday, the 19-foot vessel was reportedly found along with a life jacket. According to reports, the boys may have told their friends on social media that they were heading to the Bahamas. With that in mind, our local search and rescue team stepped in to assist the Coast Guard in its effort. We talked to Basra Chief Chris Lloyd.
Well, initially there was some rumor, possibility that they may have, being young boys, doing what young boys do, may have ventured for the Bahamas with Walker's Key being the nearest point. The Coast Guard had already started searches, and Basra put up an aircraft out of Grand Bahama to assist the U.S. Coast Guard and free up an asset for the U.S. Coast Guard so that they could concentrate in the ocean, which requires, the specialized equipment that the U.S. Coast Guard has, heat-seeking equipment, etc. And we flew the banks from West End Grand Bahama up to Walker's Key, looking for them being in Bahamian waters, possibly being anchored, being out of fuel or fishing. And we've also been, from day one when we first got this information, been putting it on the radio, not in Nassau, but in the northern Bahamas, and asking also aircraft and vessels that are going to be crossing the Gulf Stream north or even just straight west to Fort Lauderdale, etc., to be aware of it and keep an eye out and assist if possible.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jimenita Swain. The Grand Bahama Port Authority making a sizable donation to the College of the Bahamas this week. Officials from the Port Authority donated $3 million for the construction of dormitories and the multipurpose facility at its northern campus on that island. Additionally, the port, through its agreement with the government, has pledged to contribute 50 acres of land near the campus in East Grand Bahama. The proposed dormitory will accommodate 88 students and include 14 rooms and a courtyard. In other business news, The islands of the Bahamas were once again a hit at the 2015 Oshkosh Experimental Aircraft Association AirVenture Show at the Whitman Regional Airport in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Thousands of aviation enthusiasts and media professionals from 60 countries and 10,000 aircraft attended the world's largest EAA AirVenture Show. The event featured daily aerobatic performances, aircraft simulation, and a diverse selection of iconic vintage military and experimental aircraft. Leading the team from the Bahamas was Senior Director of Sports at the Ministry of Tourism, Greg Roll. He says attendance to these shows lead to the increase that officials are now experiencing in air traffic to the Bahamas and much of the fly-ins to the Family Islands. And in international business news, Royal Caribbean Cruises raised its full-year profit forecast as bookings surged in the Caribbean. Reuters is reporting that the cruise line's share surged 10% to a record high. The company, which initially cut its full-year forecast in April, said cruise bookings for their third and fourth quarters exceeded last year's. Royal Caribbean, the world's second-largest cruise operator by revenue, is more focused on the Caribbean, which accounts for nearly half of its total capacity. That was your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jimenita Swain.
A special honor to be paid to those who made the Shell Saxon Superstars the group that it is today. Officials plan to host a ticketed event under the patronage of Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie at the National Center for the Performing Arts. A press conference was held Thursday at the Father Marshall Cooper Park in Mason's Addition to make the announcement of what is to be expected Saturday night. Member of the 50th Anniversary Committee, Ariana Smith.
We are honoring all of our founding fathers, which is very important, and this is culminating for a week of presentations and celebrations that we have been having to celebrate our 50th anniversary. We're excited about this event this week Saturday, and we are asking all of our Saxons members and the wider Junkanoo community to come and join us at the Shirley Street Theatre.
Smith gives an idea of who will be honored, while public relations member for the 50th Organizing Committee, Ira Lightbourne, and former chairman Peter Gilcood said it's an event not to be missed.
We'll be recognizing most of all our founding fathers, people like Philip Cooper, Percy Francis, John Ragnar Munnings, Danny Stubbs, James J. Lockett.
The dress code is semi-formal. Starts at 7, red carpet ready at the National Center for Performing Arts.
But we are laying the foundation for the next 50 years. And this is significant. We're going to thank people, including the police, for their support over 50 years. And so we are saying to the entire Junkanoo public, August 1st, Saturday coming, day after tomorrow, 7 p.m., whatever you had planned, cancel it.
After a month of educational, life learning experiences, and fun-filled activities, the Summer Youth Program has ended for hundreds of children in the Baintown community. Carla Palmer reports on the lessons learned not only as the children prepare for the new school year, but for the rest of their lives.
If a picture truly speaks 1,000 words, then this statement by Senior Pastor of Mount Pleasant Green Baptist Church, Wesley Thompson, simply underscores the caption.
About 300 children registered for this camp, and we were operating at $250 per day.
Then there are these two children, Caroline Lewis and Alridge Joseph, whose testimonies of the Summer Youth Camp over the past month further support the impact on their lives.
I enjoyed the summer camp by having fun, to it art and craft, respecting others. We learned how to act like a young lady, how to speak to people, how to process ourselves when people come, and how to speak to others. We learn how to make score bags, paste, and have other funs as well.
Sponsored by the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, the summer program was specifically designed for at-risk children. According to Pastor Thompson, among the primary lessons was enhancing participants' social skills.
Because generally, most children come from a background where they don't know how to express themselves, and they only know how to solve problems basically from one way. And so our job is to show them the alternative. There were skits and dramas on bullying and how to solve problems through not fighting. I've seen this program as a preventative measure, that these children will not end up in juvenile court.
According to the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Danny Johnson, similar camps also took place in the Family Islands. He says keeping children engaged in a safe and learning environment was the government's duty.
Everyone goes out and plays in the summer, but you need supervised activity, and they're getting supervised activity. That's what we're about. It's about transforming the lives of our young people, one person at a time. But we now have to go quickly, so we got to do it in big groups and pay attention to each and every child in that class.
Already, the children are looking forward to the program next year. Carla Palmer, ZNS Network News.
Students participating in the 4-week RBC Finco Summer Art Workshop produced eye-catching pieces and were rewarded for their efforts during an awards ceremony Thursday evening. 70 students participated in the workshop, which has been around for many years. And RBC Limited Area Vice President Patrice Ritchie thanked the Ministry of Education for its partnership in the exercise. She noted that many students have received significant benefits through the workshop.
This workshop is not just a summer camp. It has been a corporate initiative for us, and over the years, leading names in the Caribbean art world have participated. This program has played a pivotal role in the development of young Bahamian artists, and more than 2,000 students have benefited from our workshop over the many years. RBC's support of the Summer Art Workshop has helped students improve their skills and improve their creativity. It provides a medium for them to actually showcase all of their talents.
The award ceremony held at Malad Marathon, program instructor Kevin Roll, also a former participant, noted that the program fueled his passion to become an artist. Due to the guidance of Bahamian artists who have partnered with the program, he says the next generation of artists have also benefited, and it shows in their work.
Today we say to the students, we wish you all the best in all your endeavors and all your future aspirations as emerging artists of our country. And today we celebrate with your parents and all of the wonderful work that you have done today. And so today we know that your parents are smiling and they feel so proud of you. And so we thank you and we say God bless.
Time now for BTC's Island Connect, and for that, here's Keishla Adderley.
So we have a very wide selection. Like this is from Chile. We get this through the Sands Company, and it's a very nice wine.
Craig Perotti knows wine.
What's your preference? Personally, I don't drink.
It's the business he's been in for years, and now he's decided to supply something else that's been likened to a vice.
I don't know if it's right to say this, but a lot of people make the joke that phone card top-up now is like as addictive as crack. You know, you just gotta have it all the time.
Top Up is now a top seller. You can now order alongside your favorite adult beverage. And Perotti has also taken note of preferences in phone service sales.
One thing the electronic top-up did was we could go from $1 up. It made it a lot simpler for a lot of people who just don't have that $5. Right. And I mean, you could do $1, $1, and any amount of change, you know, so you get a lot of people who just come and say, buy a drink, and then say, okay, put the change on my phone. So it's worked out pretty well for us in here.
So whether it's the calming effect of good conversation or a good glass of wine, Perotti has Exuma covered, and helping him do his research was an added perk. What are you drinking today?
This is 14 Hands Hot to Trot Red blend. It's a blend. So it's a mixture of different wines. It tends to be a lot smoother.
So I can come in and get a phone card and get a glass of wine.
Oh yeah.
That's perfect.
Right.
Cheers. That's nice. That's nice. Not too sweet, not too dry. A perfect combination.
Yeah.
Keishla Adderley for the BTC Island Connection.